I don't know how often it lasts for, but I think I want to name the series Men Are Trash Mondays. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I am going back into story time. I did get a few requests to do a few of these just because it seems like you're actually interested in hearing more of the men and boy trouble I've had, which makes me happy because it means we can share and kind of just have a little girl time together. Make sure you grab your cup and sip whatever. Could be tea, could be something else, I don't know, whatever makes you happy. Make sure you're sipping it. So based off of that Instagram poll thingy I did, question sticker thingy I did, I'm going to be doing a story time once a month. I don't know how often it lasts for, but I think I want to name the series Men Are Trash Mondays. I'm kind of borrowing this off of Wasted Time Wednesdays by, what is her name? I love her. She used to sip wine. She just recently got, she's half Nigerian, half Neka. I think her name is Neka. Yes, I love that babe, and her Waste His Time series are just the bomb. So anyway, today's story time, I'm just gonna dive right into it, is about this one time I was a side chick. I don't even know I don't even know how to start. Well, I do. So back in, was this 2013? Yes, 2013. I was working as an intern at Couture magazine for a very short stint. I was supposed to be a contributor slash writer slash many things, and as part of the, I think so as part of the, that's not where the story starts. The story starts during Stratford Africa Fashion Week. That was the year 2013, yes. So there were several days, so I was still blogging back in the day, and on this particular day I was covering the VIP event at what is now Westwood Hotel. And after that event we went to K1, so it was me and the models and who else? Who most were my friends. So again, so me and my friends, or my friends and me, my friends and I, English, who knows. So we went to K1, and you know, when you walk into, back then I used to be like this, I used to be number 11. I was very slim, very, you know, when you're slim you look taller. So yes, so it was just a bevy of us, male and female models, all of us just going out, going to party all together. So I know we'd already drunk at the party, at the fashion show or the showcase, because it was kind of a premiere to the main show, so we'd already had a few to drink, and so everyone was quite on their level. And so it was just dancing. I feel like it was a Thursday or a Wednesday, because K1 was packed. Like, K1 was packed. I think we were at is it Pictures and Butch? Yeah. So we were dancing, you know, people are staring, you know how it goes when you look nice, everyone wants to see who you are. Then this gentleman decided to start buying me drinks, and he sent me drinks. He sent a drink over to my table, and then so I asked the waiter, oh, who bought me the drink? And he's like, he points to a guy. Then I turned, and I was not wearing my glasses, so I couldn't even see him. So I walked over to his table, like after I had like 3-4 sips, because it was now my second drink. I'd already bought myself one drink, and I was just dancing and waiting to go home, because I didn't live too far. I actually lived literally a 150 bob cab ride away in Parklands. So I was just waiting for like a better time so that I could go back to the hostel, because what used to happen is that from 11 p.m, was it 11 or 10? I think it was 10, they used to close the hostel. So if you were to go back, you had to bribe the watchman. Like, you literally had to bribe the watchman. So what you had to do is you either stay out until 5 a.m. So at 5 a.m, 6 a.m, he'd be lenient to open, or go home at around 2 a.m. and beg, cry and bribe until he lets you in. So that was the plan. So I was still dancing. I feel like the fashion show ended maybe around midnight, 1 a.m. Then we went to K1. Then, so now I got a drink from this guy. Then after like 3 sips, I went over and said, thanks for the drink. Yeah, back then I was still in campus. Then he asked for my name. I was like, no, I'll tell you. He said, oh, I really like how you're dancing, which, yeah, I tend to pick up a lot of attention on the dance floor. So yes, so what I did is I gave this guy my card. So I just picked my, what's it called, my clutch bag, opened, picked out a business card and gave it to him. Now in the next, so around the same time, I'd also contacted Couture. They were just starting out at the time, I believe, and they needed contributors. So I was assigned to do the Nairobi fashion market at Racecourse, at Ngong Racecourse, which was maybe 2-3 weeks later. I want to say 2-3 weeks later from this event. And what I had done, or I'm really trying to shorten the story. So I was supposed to take street style photos of celebrities and just people generally who are stylish, so that they could feature them for their, I think, their social media or on their digital magazine. So I was given a camera. I was walking around, stopping people, asking them, okay, let me take a photo of you. Please give me your details. What's your Instagram account? What's your name? All that. Basically, I was paparazzi. Dear Mimi. Mpiga picha. Dear Mimi. Extra. Anyway, so I walked around during the day taking photos, and then eventually I stopped this guy and asked him, hi, you look really nice. Can I take a photo of you? Then this guy starts laughing. So I'm like, why are you laughing? He's like, no. Please, okay, I'll let you take a photo of me, but you have to take a photo with me as well. And let me buy you a drink. And I was like, I'm kind of working. So can you have a drink maybe from 4 when I'll have finished and I'll have taken back the camera to whoever, like my supervisor. And he starts laughing and he's like, where? I'm like, okay, why are you laughing? I'm like, you don't remember me? I'm like, no. You don't remember me at all? No. How do I, like, have we met before? He's like, yes, we did. About 2 weeks ago, we met at K1. I'm the guy that, whose contact or whose card you gave. I'm like, oh yeah, so why haven't you called me? And he says, oh, apparently, I had, in fishing out a card, I had given him a card that had also been given to me. So you know how when you're at an event and you network and you exchange cards, I didn't have my business cards like in a specific place, and I ended up giving him someone else's business card. So he called, and this person was also a girl. So he called and he's like, hey, we met at K1, Then the girl is like, no. In fact, I'm in a serious relationship. Why would I give you my card? Why would I give you my number? So it's like, today, Leo, I'm not leaving you. Today, I am not leaving you. You're not escaping from me again. I'm like, okay, fine. You know what? Let's go have a drink or whatever. She's like, no. I'm just buying you a drink now, but you need to sit down later when it's less busy with less people, just me and you, and just talk so that you can give me your number nicely this time, and then you can have a proper date. So anyway, so we did that. I think bought beers, whatever. As in, the details for this are not important. After we went to Brew Bistro on Gong Road, and then that was it for the night. So finally we exchanged. Then he dropped me off at my hostel much later, like 10. And then on this particular day, I remember what happened is I was in the middle, because Nairobi Fashion Market was on Saturday and Sunday. And I had exams. I was in the middle of my exam week, so I had the exams before, and I was going to be finishing them. And then during this time, my family and I used to live in Uganda. So during any holiday, I used to go home. So while I was at Brew on Gong Road, my classmates were hard toiling away. Please don't copy my choices. I feel like I didn't have a paper, or whatever exam I had on Monday I'd already read for, or I didn't have a paper that Monday. I may have had, because in 2013 I was in third year. Yes, we used to pick our units, so I didn't have full 6 units. I think I may have been doing 4 or 5 units that semester, so I didn't have an exam that Monday, and that's why I was out. So we got a message that the school had gone on strike and school has been closed, exams have been closed. So I was at the University of Nairobi, if you don't know, and yeah, but that was back in Babu's regime when strikes were just like this and there's a strike. So I was extremely excited, which meant that since the exams had been called off and they'd been pushed to January, I get to go home for holidays early. So I ended up staying quite late that night, and then I went back to the hostel either right before curfew or a few minutes after curfew. So I feel like we may have hung out again 2 times later. No, the fashion week was in September. When did I meet him? Why do I feel like this story is halfway? Because this is December. So since between September, so end of September or October, and then we finally, when we were meeting now, it was December, because we used to do our exams right before Christmas. So I feel like we went out, we may have gone out on a date or 2 dates after, and then, but then no, I went to Uganda. I remember very, very clearly I went to Uganda, because on the day I was going to Uganda, I met him in town, and he actually dropped me off at the stage. And I told him, don't call me. What I meant was, text me back. I don't think we had WhatsApp back then, because I needed to get a line on the other side in Uganda, and internet in Uganda is very, very different from Kenya, so it was a whole thing. And okay, well, so I also had met someone else around this time that I felt like maybe things were going better, or I don't know, I had my legs in 2 places as well. So yeah, so anyway, when I came back, this guy asks me to a date, and on this particular day, so he is a media personality. Should I say media personality? He's a media personality, and he works very early. So his day starts at like 4 a.m. and by 10, 11 he's done. So on this particular day, now when you're back in school the next semester working on exams again, he calls me on one of these days. No, wait, we went on another proper date now, but I was pissed off because on this day this guy came and picked me up from school. So we'd agreed that since his day ends at 10, he'll come and pick me up in school, and then we'll have late lunch or coffee depending on what time it was. So he eventually got to my side of town, because he worked on Mombasa Road, and he got to my side of town, which is Parklands, at around 6 o'clock. I wish I told him, okay, fine, it's a bit late, let's just go to Java Sarit. It makes sense. It's close to me, to my hostel. Let's hang out on this side of the city. But he says, no. You see, you're unwell, so let's go. I want to get you a drink, a cognac or something that will help with your cold. So let's go to a midpoint. So let's do Capital Center. So now we're driving, and there's so much, because it took so much. The stuck in traffic for so long, and it took just as long for us to get across the city. So on our way there, he gives me his tablet. He's like, play a game on this computer, then I'll see, like, try to beat my score. So when I'm playing the game, trying to beat him. I look up and I see, like, I literally just looked up and saw Syokimau railway station. I'm like, wait, what? Where are you taking me? Are you trying to sell off my body parts? No, please, no, I didn't agree to this. I agreed to go as far as Capital Center. And he's like, no, relax, let's go to, there's a lounge is it on Gateway Mall? I don't know what it's called, but let's pass by my friend's place first, and then we'll come back. That should have been a trigger, that right there. So anyway, we went to a block of apartments at around that side of Mlolongo, and we were actually going to his brother's house. So we go, his brother had recently gotten married in that December. So that same December when we met, like a week later, his brother had gotten married, and then he came. So now we were visiting him and his wife, and then he also happened to live in conveniently the same apartment block. So now by the time we're getting there, it was around 8 o'clock, seeing as we were in another county, and I was on my last nerve. So this guy literally says, should you really go out? Or we just cook, since we're in the house. We just cook. That's my first test for you. And being in campus, I do not cook for guys. By the way, I keep saying it's a labor of love. If you need a recommendation, call my dad, call my brother-in-law, call my cousins, call my brother. They will tell you I can cook. I don't need to cook for you to know that I can cook. It's a labor of love. I did not just do it for anyone. So I cooked for this guy. I was very, very pissed, by the way. But I think it just may have been rice and just nyama. Something simple, something we could eat. And then I just look at the time, I'm like, after we ate, I'm like, excuse me, curfew, you need to take me home now. So it's like, easy. So I made him uncomfortable. I was like, you know, because he's trying to convince me, he's like, no, so you just stay, I'm like, So first of all, I'm mad that you did not respect what I signed up for. I said Capital Center was my cutoff, and here we are in a different county past the airport. Yo. Yes, so after this time, after seeing each other for, I guess, after this time, so after he dropped me off at home, we ended up seeing each other a couple of times. We hung out 1 or 2 other times. Then now, I feel like it was coming to the end of my second, or this particular semester exam. So towards maybe April, was it April or before April? Can I remember when this was? But one of these times we were doing exams, and no, actually it may have been right in January. So he wanted to visit or to come over to my place. So he just called me. So he called me up at random, and he's like, I'm coming towards your side. Can I bring you lunch? And I said, yeah, but I'm studying for exams. So I can only take a very short break. So I can't see you today, but we can potentially meet after my exams. Which was okay, fine, we all do that. I mean, we buckle down and concentrate, and that's what I did. So he asked me, oh, do you want to? I was like, I'm with my friends, so if you're feeding me, you have to feed everyone. Or maybe it was just me and my cousin. I can't remember. It may have been the two of us. So either he got us windmill, or he got us pizza in, or he got us chicken in, because there was a bunch of places where I lived in Parklands. We had access to we really loved eating windmill fries, or pizza in, chicken in, or pizza in Galitos, or Mac fries. But I remember it was a lot of food. So anyway, on this particular day, since he dropped in by well, unannounced, not unannounced, but on short notice, I just saw him for like 20-30 minutes, like as a study break. And then took the food and went back. So while we were talking on this particular day, I asked him, oh, so how come you are in the area? And he told me, you know, I have a friend, or my friend's wife is pregnant, and since I was coming this way and I wanted to come and see you, and she was going for her antenatal clinic at Aga Khan, I decided to drop her off. So when I was dropping her off, I decided to come pop in and see you and bring you lunch. Yeah, since I care and all that, you know how men can play it out to look like they're all about you. Yes, and I believe him. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet of you. Like, it's not even your child. You're so concerned. You're so invested. It's like, yeah, you know, he's the type of friend that will do anything for me as well. So, you know what? Even me, I'm sure he'd do the same for me. So anyway, this entire time that we've been speaking, he was coming off as if he wants to settle, he wants to, like, you know how sometimes you meet a guy and he's trying to say all the right things, and I'm very cautious about such guys. People always tell you that a guy should tell you, like, he should tell you what he's thinking about. I feel like a lot of the times when someone says things, they're not 100% honest, especially if they know they're saying what you want to hear. They're not always honest. So it's kind of there's usually a lot of guys just saying things just to get in your pants. Yeah. So he kept saying, oh, you know, I want us to have kids, but you know, I just want the one child, so maybe you should start making the child now. And I'm like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Oh, you know, so he's not from Nairobi. So you know, this Nairobi people, you Nairobi girls are like this, like that. I'm like, no, we are not. I'm just not in a hurry to go anywhere with anyone at this time. In school still, I don't even know what I'm going to do after school. After undergrad, I still have to go back and take my postgraduate diploma for me to be able to practice. So it's not necessarily, or whatever you're trying to peddle here is not exactly a priority for me. If we go there, then I'd want you to be patient, blah 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 blah, all that gist. Anyway, so around my birthday, because we were both Pisces, me and him. So my birthday is on the 22nd of February, and then his birthday is maybe a week after mine, or 10 days after mine, sometime in March, or the end of February. When was his birthday? Can't remember. Oops. Anyway, so around this time, we kind of the communication between us had slowed down, just because I kept on feeling like I was being pushed. So I'm the kind of person that runs away, that there's two sides. I don't know if you're, or sometimes I just get, gut feeling, and I'm like, I don't really feel like this person is being 100% honest, so I can't buy everything you're telling me. However, on the other side, I'm also the kind of person that's like, oh wow, like he really wants to buckle down and settle down with me. At the time, that's not where my mind was. I mean, I was in 4th year of uni. I still had another year of school. Still hadn't even started looking for work, and I wasn't even sure that I wanted to go to the Kenya School of Law, just because I really wanted to pursue other things, or this other side of me, the content creation side. And yeah, I guess so. During that time, when was that? So during that time, around that same, I feel like January on towards February, we still hung out quite a bit. We used to go for drinks, we'd go for maybe a few meals, yeah. But then he was always trying to get me, like, he was always trying to tell me, oh, we should go to Naivasha next month. And there's this, you guys know this meme that says, when you cross certain boundaries out of this city, it means you're going to put out. And I just was not about to do this. Maybe this is why I'm not married today. But yes, if you pass Limuru, is it Thika? And then on that other side, Syokimau, Mlolongo. And if you pass Rongai, or is it Athi River, then it kind of gives the impression that you intend to take the relationship to the next level. At least that's what guys have put as a silent rule. And I don't like it, and I didn't like that he kept pushing me, oh, let's do a road trip, let's go to Naivasha, let's just go out of town for one night, as in everything just kept on being around sex. And he was trying to be subtle about it, but he wasn't being subtle about it, because I was getting all the vibes that this is just what you want. And for the longest time, I just had him at an arm's length, in that, well, he's just there, like, I'm not really too focused on this particular guy. So what happened? So around my birthday, I think he called me and wished me happy birthday. And maybe after that, or slightly before that, we stopped speaking to each other. So we went from speaking to each other every day to potentially not speaking to each other. So on his birthday, which may have been 2 weeks after mine, I texted him. And this time now, I think WhatsApp was more active, because in the previous year when I was going to Uganda, WhatsApp wasn't as big as this particular year. So now this year, WhatsApp was very, very active, and we used to chat each other a lot. And everyone I think a lot of people used to use the WhatsApp status to send subliminal messages. So I tap on his profile, and I'm gonna send him a happy birthday, wish you all the best, because he was older than me. He was way older than me, maybe 10 years. And first of all, his profile photo was him, so he was laying down on a bed like this, and then there's a baby like nested on him. And I'm like, wait, what? We just stopped speaking last week. What do you mean, what? Like, what the hell? What? So I checked his status, and his status read, tuko paternity leave, tumelala. And I'm like, paternity leave? Okay. I didn't know this. Like, all this time we've been speaking, you've been trying to plan your life with me, but under the impression that, wait, while you had someone, as in, it wasn't adding up. So anyway, I text him, I'm like, hey, paternity leave, question mark, hey, happy birthday, you're growing old, blah, 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 you know, all those nice things that you want to say. And then he says, yeah, paternity leave, I got a girl, her name is why, da, 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 da. I'm like, oh, okay, you didn't tell me. He's like, nah. So then after this, now he stopped actively reaching out to me. So I wasn't bothered. I wasn't too mad, because if you watched or if you followed my channel, you know I'm an advocate of serial dating. Before you make your pick or you take your pick, I'm an advocate of looking at the menu, sampling the menu, seeing what is available before you take a pick of your meal. So that's the thing. My heart wasn't set on this, and my gut feeling was just like, I don't like how I'm being pushed into this. So I'll tell you one thing about him and why we got along so well. His industry, the fact that he was a media personality meant that they got training at work about building a brand online and managing a brand online. And I was also doing that essentially with my blog, at this time I don't think, did we have Instagram? We may have had Instagram, but yeah, we had Instagram because I joined Instagram in 2013. So we had Instagram, but then it wasn't as big. But then for radio personalities, what was the eventuality was that the radio station had noticed that this was an extra platform which they could use, either one, to monetize, or two, to also grow an audience onto a particular show. So as opposed to like having people tag X radio on all manner of controversial things, then we have a particular presenter that's running X thing and having people tweet them or having people Instagram them. So we shared a lot of those, we shared a lot of that in common. And at the time I had been, like, I don't remember, there was also talk about photography, videography. I was learning from him as well as the online brand management stuff. So we got along, like we were on the same page with that. We were on track. Anyway, so he says, oh yeah, he's expecting a child, blah, blah, blah. He just didn't tell me about it. So my mind rolls back and I'm like, wait, what? So whoever he was dropping off, that he told me that he was dropping off his friends' baby moms, was actually his one, like his child. Like, you're dropping off your baby moms to go for antenatal, and then you're going to see another chick. Like, are you mad? Are you actually mad? Anyway, again, like I said, the series is called Men Are Trash, Mondays They're Trash. I'll still get married someday, hopefully. Guys, don't run away. So I asked, so of course I was curious, like, okay, fine, whatever, you had a child on the way, da, 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 da. So I didn't even ask so many questions. It's like, yeah, you know how it is, these things happen. Sometimes you kind of, like, you don't expect, and then someone falls pregnant, or someone you're having intimate with falls pregnant. So I'm like, okay, fine. I mean, co-parenting was just starting to be cool at the time. There were quite a number of people that were actively involved in their children's lives, but not with their partner, birth partner. Yeah. So, like, I forgot that I became involved in something else altogether at that time, because again, meal did not picked something else. So we go on, and then towards like a few months later, we're chilling in the hostel on a Saturday. I can't even remember what was happening on this particular day. I just know that I need to Google the year Nini came out. Surayako, Sauti Sol. No, was it Surayako? What wedding song was this that Sauti Sol sang? Anyway, I like literally seated at the hostel on one Saturday morning, and 10 a.m. my friend says, Grace, have you been on Instagram? I'm like, yeah, but like not for long. And then back in the day, we didn't have Wi-Fi at the hostel, so we used to buy data. So I'm like, no, I'm not bought. Either I said I've not bought data or have Kidogo data. Let me check. What's online? At Nani's wedding. I'm like, wait, who? X? Yes. My other friend calls me, because by this time he'd met quite a number of, hostel dynamics, and then you guys, I'm in a room with 5 other people. So those 5 other people, and then like their other 5 friends, and their friends in the next 4 sharing, and the next 4 sharing. So like we had it was kind of like kind of like if you had houses in high school, then you have 1 cube is for 2 people, 1 4 people, 4 people, 6 people, 6 people sharing. So like this entire, like the entire wing, or the entire house, most of you are often in each other's business, because you guys went out together. You guys you kind of form friendships around each other, because most of the time the person that you'd ask to serve food for you if you're running late would be someone who just slept around there. So if you went on dates, if you guys went out, you probably met the same guys, or your friend groups revolved around each other. So these people kind of knew that this person had been hitting on me, and we'd kind of been seeing each other, but not defined the relationship or anything. Everyone is like, oh my god, Grace, have you seen? Let's get married. And remember, at this wedding, Sauti Sol performed that song. Like, it was just, back I went and bought data. Now I'm just following X's wedding online. I was just like, Yani, this person can have brought me to Sijui brother's house, to Sijui whose house, to see who. And then like, I keep looking, when I look back at it, and I'm like, so they keep asking, how did you not know, like, he was, I'm like, but he even had a child, and like, I didn't know he was expecting a child. So I remember on the day that we went to his brother's house, and his brother was newly married. His brothers, at some point, him and his brother went into one of the rooms, and his brother's wife was kind of interrogating me. So she kept asking me, hi, so how do you know X? And I'm like, no, so you just know each other. Like, no, when you work together? I'm like, nah. Ama you, because when you're in these media jobs, you do like 50 different things. You don't just do one thing. Like, you have your mainstream, and then you have your, like, maybe hosting jobs, or you have ads, or you have production stuff, or you do translation stuff. So, oh, you guys are not colleagues at, so names that Nini, the first media house, no, and not colleagues at X production house, no, and not. So I just kept, I just played coy with it, because I was like, even me at this point, this was still new, and we hadn't defined, or we didn't know exactly what it was. So I was just, testing the waters out, going on a date and seeing who this person is, what they're about, before I defined. And anyway, I always feel like it's never, like, it's not usually my place, but I should have picked it up from this chick, because this chick was trying to tell me, I feel like she knew the circumstances, being that this was her brother-in-law, and she's just trying to potentially maybe cover up for her sister, her future sister-in-law, or, well, maybe not cover up, but she just had her back, basically. So she's finding out, why is this guy with this chick at this hour, what are they doing, and they're not coming from work, like, where are they coming from, where are they going? And I never seek to define or tell anyone. If, say for example, I'm dating someone and I'm meeting his friends, I never push myself at it, oh, I'm his girlfriend. No, I always leave that up to the guy. So it's for you to introduce me as, because seeing depending on your relationship as well, sometimes, because not everyone wants to, you don't want to tell everyone who each person is. Sometimes I feel like, even with me, sometimes I just introduce you as a friend, sometimes I will not introduce you, I'll just let it slide, and you'll be like, Kwani was that person she was with, but I'm not saying anything. But when it's my friends and my family, I'll be like, this is X, he is this. So I figured it was not my place, and I'm happy I didn't like go out, and because maybe I'd have been looked for and something bad would have happened to me. I keep saying. Anyway, oh, it started raining. So that should have been the first like trigger. Then the other thing people keep saying, do you know, when your guy introduces you to his friends, it means he's serious about you. But then the one thing we did all the time is we hung out with his friends, but his friends always, or rather never hung out with their wives. So there's this thing about your wives will more likely call you out. So if you're single, like you're if you're a serial bachelor, then they'll just be like, it's just Nani, that's who he is. He'll settle down eventually, no one bothers. But then when you're married and then your wife is somewhere, people don't, like, literally other wives have your back. They don't want you to be snaked in any way, so they take note of every person that this guy is bringing around. Is this his friend? Is this his colleague? Who is this that is with X? So every single time we hung out with his friends, they always had their dogos, and I can't even believe I call them dogos, side chicks. They always had their side chicks. And I know this because this one time we were supposed to go to, not Brew, other side, Eka. We're supposed to go to Eka for, they have this happy hour thingy that goes on, and on this particular day we actually made plans, and we're all the way crossing Nairobi going to Eka. And then X said, oh no, abort plan, because I was supposed to bring a friend another friend X. You know how these things work. Can bring for me a friend. Like, you come with your friend today. I have a friend, I'm also hanging out, so that my friend doesn't feel bad. Just bring a friend. Yeah, so anyway, I had all the way asked my cousin, yo, so you come out with me and X. We're hanging out we're going towards Eka. His boys want to hang out, and yeah, let's go hang out. I mean, let's go meet new people and have fun. And then X comes, and X is like, Nani's wife has showed up, so we're not even going to that location again. We're changing direction. We're going to K1. Let's go eat at K1. Let's go have drinks at K1, and then I'll bring you girls back home. But just bring your cousin, since she was already ready. And then you meet a completely different group of friends, not the ones I was expecting. So I figured, anytime when a guy does not bring you to, or when you're hanging out with a guy and you're not hanging out with their wives, the actual wives, not girlfriends, not side chicks, then it's another question mark situation. Then I think, again, another like flag or red flag for me, which I picked up from the beginning, was the fact that he kept pushing to get physical, and I kept, also me, I'm like, no, see, chill, see, wait, why are you pushing, why are you in a hurry to go there? I also figured that's another thing, that if someone is barely, or if someone is solely focused on just getting physical fast, then again, red flag. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed the story. This person is still around. I see him from time to time. He's still his happy self, still his jolly self. I think he has 2 kids now, same baby moms, happy life, happy wife, I guess. I'll tell you this though, he kept looking for me on, what's this thing called? Is it Hangouts? Yeah, he texts me on Hangouts, hey, can you hang out? I've missed you. I'm like, what? But you got married juicy, wedding kubwa sana, karibu feature on TV. Anyway, that is that for that story. Tell me if you guys enjoy Men Are Trash Mondays. Please drop for me a story. Tell me if you guys have been the side chick before. Drop down below. I think next time I'll look through the comments and read the funniest one or the saddest one, I guess. I hope none of you has actually ended up committing to someone like that. Just be careful, I guess. Growing up, these are growing pains. You learn these things, you pick them up as you grow, and you kind of just figure your way out around life. I'm never hurt, like, these things don't, I feel like, I don't know, I don't say I'm not hurt, but I've gone through, I feel like I've done a bit of the hurtful stuff that I am strong and I am able to pick out the bullshitters from the real. And even then, sometimes I still have trouble with picking out the real. So yeah, you know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe.